What's up guys, with Coding here, back with another video. Today we're going to be creating our first app. Now the app we're going to do is Hangman. It's a pretty basic app, it's just a word game. So the first thing we need to start with is like a database that we can store what words we're going to use, and then what we're going to go from there is getting a random word from that database, and then we're going to play with that word. So let's make a list of strings. Let's call it words. Now let's initialize it, the string, and now, except we're going to use this as an object and put our words in here, so why don't we put apple, and let's just start off with apple and banana. We need to put a semicolon. So now words has two variables, apple and banana. Actually, let's add a third one. Let's add orange. So there's a fruit. Now you can at any time get that, modify that database to have it have any words. So now let's get a random word from that word list. Now we're going to use the random class. What we do is we initialize it like that. Let's call it RND, short for random, and make it new random. Then brackets, since it's a class, and then there's our random. Now let's get string, which is our word, equals. Now this one's going to be a big line. It's going to be words with an index of rnd.next, and rnd.next means it will create our number. So let's check what parameters we can use. Min value, so it's inclusive the minimum value, and the max value is exclusive. So that means it would be 0 since every start is 0 of every list, but then exclusive, which would be words dot length count, and then that would be +1. I'm pretty sure. Actually no, it would just be words.count, because words.count, that would be 3, but this index is 0, this index is 1, this index is 2. So words.count. Yep, so actually we need I think we need an accessibility modifier, so public, and maybe I think static too. Now, static we'll learn in another video. So, yeah. So now we have our word. Oh, yeah. Wait. So, yep, now we have our word. Now that we have our word, now we get into actually letting the user play the game. Now we need to show how many characters it has. So why don't we make a for loop? And I equals, so we'll make it equal 0, and then or we can use a function where we split the whole word into characters, so like keys. So let's do let's just call it characters, and equal word dot to char array. That's the function to use if you're converting a string to a char array. So now let's make it, now let's make a for loop. Characters dot count. Count would be how many letters are in the word. So if you don't really understand much of this, make sure to go check out the other lessons before this. So now let's just check this error. Oh yeah, I think we might need to convert this. Nope. Or maybe we need to use length. Yep, it's length. Count can sometimes be used in different ways. So in a list, count is how long it is, and in an array, length is how long it is. So now we have that. Now let's make this. Let's make it 1, and then actually keep it 0. Yeah. So now we're gonna make it write an underscore as many times as it can, or as many times this has characters, so to make the detail look nicer. So let's make it actually what we can do is there's 2 loops that are mostly used, which are while and for, but there's also a for each loop. For each is written like that, like the same, except for each is like, let's do char, and then we need to call it something. Let's do letter in characters. So now it's kind of like worded out like a sentence. For each letter in the characters. Now, whatever is in between these 2 brackets, like in a loop or in a function or a class, happens. So now every single time it writes that, let's do console write line. Let's do an underscore and then a plus, so it looks a bit better, just to know how many characters are in instead of it looking like a line. So now we've done like the output. Now we need to do the input. So now let's make the player write a letter and see if it's correct. So now we'll do a console dot write line write a letter and see if it's right. Now let's do an input. So we'll do char, just call it input, and equal console dot read. Oh yeah, we need to convert it. Console, oops. Yep. Now we put it brackets since console is actually a class. Now we've gotten our input. Now we have to find a way to display our input. So we need to see if it's right. So why don't we create like some sort of character or animation that sees that it shows if it's wrong or right, or we can just write it. So we're not gonna like keep characters in the dark forever. We're gonna keep using it. So characters, wait, for each we're gonna do the exact same loop. Letter in characters. We're gonna see if characters dot, or since this just contains the count, we might need to use a for loop. So for int I equals 0. This is gonna be for the index. Characters dot count. I meant length. I plus plus. We're gonna make. Now we're gonna check if the input was in or out. So now why don't we make a boolean up top? Bool right. Now it doesn't have a value right now, but it will. So we're gonna find out if it's right or wrong. So characters wait, we need to make a condition. Characters with an index of I and equals, we'll do input. We'll make it right, but if that doesn't ever happen, it'll equal false. So equal true, and then we have to find, we'll have to find out if this never actually happened. So if right, now why don't we make this null? So null means it won't have a value. You can easily access null by just putting a question mark and then equal null. Now if right equals null, right will equal false. So it'll never always be null. So so now we can take all of this code and put it into a loop and put it into like as many turns as you allow the character to have. So why don't we put int turns, why don't we make turns, why don't we make it 8? Or no, how about 12? No. Now we take all of this. Let's see the error. Okay, it seems we can't use null for some reason. Yep. Let's just see what this is. Let's make a different one. Or we don't even have to make it false. We just make it if right doesn't equal true. Yeah, and then right equals. There's an error. Well, that concludes today's video. See you all on the next one. There's gonna be a part 2, don't worry. Bye.